What's up guys, this is Tech It Out, and today we're going to be finding out, is the iPhone 4S still usable in 2024? As many of you may know, the iPhone 4S was one of the most popular iPhones ever. Its most notable upgrade was probably the 4G LTE capabilities. It was the first iPhone to support 4G data. It also was the first iPhone with an 8 megapixel camera that supported 1080p recording. Not only that, but it was the first iPhone to have a dual-core CPU over a single-core CPU in all the other iPhones, and it was the first one to support Siri. The iPhone 4S was quite the upgrade over the iPhone 4 and the previous iPhones. Of course, as usual, the newer iPhones do get a later update, so this iPhone supported all the way up to iOS 9.3.5 as opposed to iOS 7.1.2 on the iPhone 4, and it also was the first iPhone to have a 64GB storage configuration option. Now that we've talked about the specs of this iPhone, let's get down to what we're really here for. Okay, so one of the first things we're going to start by testing on the iPhone 4S is the ability to do basic phone functions such as texting and calling. We can test calling, but sadly I don't have a SIM card installed, so we can only do FaceTime audio. So we're going to start off by texting here, and I'm just going to text this phone over here. Well, you can see the message popped up here, and we can respond. And there you go. So text messaging does work on the iPhone 4S. Okay, so the next feature that we're going to test on this phone is calling, but more specifically it will be FaceTime audio since I don't have a SIM card. So I'm just going to call this phone over here real quick in my right hand. Just go ahead and mute it so it doesn't cause any feedback problems. But as you can see, they are actually calling here. If I say, or here, I'll talk to this phone over here. Check. So as you can see, FaceTime audio does work, and therefore calling works on the iPhone 4S if you have a SIM card. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to test is app compatibility, starting with a few social media and entertainment apps, and maybe ending with one game, but we won't be spending much time on gaming in this video. So let's go ahead and go to the App Store, and let's just start with a simple app like Instagram. And as you can see, it says Instagram is not compatible with this iPhone. Let's try YouTube. YouTube is not compatible with this iPhone. Let's try Snapchat. This will be the last one. Snapchat is not compatible with this iPhone. That is quite unfortunate. Let's try one game here. So every app that I just tested will not even download on this iPhone because of its age. Now what I can do is go into my purchase history and attempt to download older versions, but if you don't have it in your purchase history, then you won't be able to download it anyways. So we're able to download an older version of YouTube from your purchase history. Let's try the same for Instagram. Okay, so as you can see, we were able to download Instagram, YouTube, and Minecraft, but only because I had older versions of them. Therefore, I'm only going to do a brief testing of these apps, because if you didn't have an older version, you wouldn't be able to run them anyways. Alright, so to quickly test these old versions of these apps, we got YouTube here. Okay, so I tried to search up my channel, but it appears that it won't even load in the YouTube app. Okay, let's go to Instagram. Okay, so it is indeed possible for Instagram to work on the iPhone 4S. Just really small, but it does actually work, which is nice. Let's load up Minecraft now, just for those few people that are seeing if you can still game on an iPhone 4S. Okay, so it did take about 4 minutes to load into this world, but we finally did. It also gave us an error saying that there was low memory, but of course it did still load. It's so laggy, oh my goodness, and like very sensitive just because of like the size of the screen, honestly. Wow, that's just horrible lag. But stop. I'm trying to get this sheep right here, but so that's about it for the app compatibility test. As you can see, not very compatible with any modern apps. The only reason Instagram worked is because I downloaded an older version, as well as Minecraft, but Minecraft was just very, very slow and laggy, so definitely wouldn't recommend gaming on the iPhone. Now let's just do a quick Safari compatibility test. Okay, so loading into Apple's website here, just kind of the default website. Some of it's loaded, some of it's really like jumbled together. We can just go try the YouTube website. So maybe YouTube is actually possible to watch on this device, just not through the app. So after it tried to take us to the YouTube app, it quickly took us back to the web page after it realized that the app wasn't going to work. But even the web page is very, very slow. It loaded and then it froze. Now it's glitching. Okay, so it probably took like a solid 2 minutes to get to this point at least, which is a long time of just sitting there waiting on a website to load. But technically it can play YouTube, just not the most enjoyable experience because it takes forever to get there. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to test is camera quality. So we're going to test this by just taking a few pictures of the other iPhone 4S here in the background. Okay, so now I'm going to put the pictures of the iPhone 4S up. As you can see, the pictures aren't terrible, but the quality certainly isn't anything like a modern iPhone. Now I'm going to show the video that I just recorded. Now keep in mind, I did not record this with a tripod. I just tried to pan around the iPhone, but that's also a good test of the stability, just to see how good the iPhone's camera stability is compared to nowadays. It does have just a little bit of stability, but not a whole lot. I'll leave the overall quality up for you guys to judge. So is the iPhone 4S still usable in 2024? Well, technically it is still perfectly capable of making calls on a 4G LTE service. However, app compatibility and web browsing capability are next to nothing, and camera quality, well, I'll leave that for you to judge yourselves. So to conclude, the iPhone 4S is not still usable in 2024. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel, as well as leave a comment if you have any questions or comments, and if you have any video suggestions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll try to get to those as soon as I can. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one.